What's up, guys? I'm BTC, brand new PTR update, and with it comes some buffs to Junkrat and a massive change to Reaper. Couple of pretty big changes. Unfortunately, a lot of people are having difficulty getting onto the PTR. I wasn't able to actually get onto the PTR myself. I had to have someone else who was able to log in, get some of this footage for me. And it appears that when you try to launch the PTR, it just simply doesn't do anything. It says that it launched the game, but it doesn't actually open it up. So, I don't know if Blizzard is working on this or how long it's going to take, but if you're having trouble getting on the PTR, that's why. So, let's run over some of the things that they've changed. First is Junkrat's frag launcher. Projectile speed increased from 20 to 25, which is a little bit of a buff. It's not anything too amazing. The grenades bounce less but explode sooner. So the developer comments was that they're basically trying to make this more of a direct damage thing. It says, with this change, we're looking to slightly increase the range at which Junkrat can land direct hits. The speed of his bombs has increased, but we tuned it so that it wouldn't affect the arc of the projectile. This means that aiming will still feel the same. The grenades bounce less but explode sooner, which will allow Junkrat to aim them more deliberately. This will reduce the amount of rolling grenade spam when playing against him. So essentially, they want you to hit your target more directly, more often, and if you miss, then it still gives you that little bit of splash. But they want to reduce the amount of you just spamming into an area just constantly, and the grenades bouncing all over the place and then just doing damage. So they're trying to limit that. I think this is actually a pretty good direction. It makes him a little bit more skillful of a character. Next up is Reaper. He got some massive changes to Shadowstep. First, you can now use it in the air, so you can jump off a high ground, activate it, and you will slow down a little bit and then teleport, so you're not locked into the same position. Second, the time to exit the Shadowstep reduced from 1 second down to 0.5 seconds, which by itself is a really good change, but when combined with the next thing, Reaper is now invisible for the entire time it takes to exit the Shadowstep. So if they know that's where you're going, then they can still hit you, but you're no longer going to be just a sitting duck anymore. Like, they can't just line up their shot and just immediately obliterate you as soon as you start to reappear out of the Shadowstep. You're going to be invisible for that whole time. And now you can teleport onto surfaces that would usually break, like railings. So all of that nonsense when you're trying to, put the Shadowstep up onto that ledge and the railings are causing problems. I still think there might be an issue with smaller ledges, like some of the windowsills and stuff on some of the thinner buildings, but for the railing situation, that seems to be gone. So the developer comments say, Shadowstep was originally intended to be a purely out-of-combat mobility tool to traverse the map. Since Wraithform was already a great tool for disengaging, however, this made Shadowstep very situational. We're increasing its flexibility to make it better, less niche ability. This will enable Reaper to use Shadowstep in more offensive situations. Now, I can't really fully test this because I can't get on the PTR because it's broken, but just reading this stuff looks like it is going to be a massively significant change for Reaper. This might actually make him a very solid character, even in the upper brackets. Maybe not against goats. Again, there's still other problems against goats because, you just can't quite do enough damage against the enemy tanks when they have so much healing. When you have a Lucio, a Brigitte, and an Ana, or whatever else that third support is going to be, you're still not going to be able to do enough damage before they can just obliterate you. But I think in a lot of other comps, Reaper is going to be very, very good. So 2-2, he could even possibly work in dive comp now in some sort of modified version of that. And it just seems like this new Shadowstep is so much better than the old one. Like, it's not even comparable. And next, there's another change for Symmetra. This is kind of in line with the whole railing thing. Teleporter railings and other breakable objects no longer block the teleporter placement and teleporting. So this is just, again, a nice little quality of life thing where you no longer have that kind of weird placement thing when you're trying to place the teleporter. But I think all of these changes are incredibly good, making Junkrat more about direct damage, less about splash, and then also trying to fix Reaper Shadowstep. But I think the biggest thing is that they finally recognize that the Shadowstep being an out-of-combat ability just doesn't work in the game. And I think that's a really, really awesome thing that they've recognized and that they're now trying to correct. So that's a massive, not to use a pun, but that's a massive step in the right direction. And also, you know, just fixing the whole railing thing with the teleport and the Symmetra teleporter and all that stuff is also really nice, because that's just been frustrating forever. So again, when the PTR actually is fully working, I'll be able to test some more of this stuff. But until then, these changes are some really good things to look forward to. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Also, come hang out in my Discord server and my Twitch live stream. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to see what kind of cool VIP rewards you can get, check the links down below. And remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.